So streams, story time. Hey guys, Roger Hayer, Rosie Hayer, and Brittany Daly. How are y'all today?
Fabulous.
If I can nail it correctly, it would be Roger and Rosie Hayer and Brittany Daly on the RBR Show.
No, it would be Rosie and Roger Hayer.
Oh, well, I would love for you to do the intro so we can experience that.
Bree, you look extra good here.
I wonder
Yeah.
where I am.
I wonder where you are. She's in our home, sitting in the breakfast area. Busted.
Busted.
Guys,
Right?
our auction property has gone live on Prosper, Texas.
How do you know that's what I wanted to talk about?
I have 32 calls
32
calls. That's one that went live today.
yesterday.
Oh, that's what I meant when I saw it yesterday.
Let me tell you, that property is so interesting to me. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull it up on my side. If you're a cash buyer and let's say you're not working with an agent, reach out to Brittany Daly. Brittany, I don't know if you want to announce your phone number or how should somebody get a hold of you if they want to submit an offer on this property?
I will put I don't know how to put my number here.
All right. Yeah. Technology, guys.
Oh, a banner?
Oh, banner. Yeah, let's do a banner. Let's do a banner with your information on it.
It's such a dead line to say, technology.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I just do?
Oh.
I don't know how to add a banner, guys.
Let's see here. Why don't I do it? Well, I'll drop it in the comments. Or do you have the comments down at the bottom?
Won't let me add a comment.
It won't let you add a comment. Maybe it's like restricting some accounts or something like that.
We had the funniest call
Why
yesterday.
don't you just tell us what your phone number is?
512-501-4010.
So we had a very interesting call yesterday. So we were talking with some investors who were going to buy more real estate, and so good strategy call for 20 minutes and stuff, right? So I was like, okay, all right. Like I felt like I used all my brain horses, and then at the end they were like, actually the last investment we bought, it's just because Brittany was so great.
Heck yeah.
You're gonna get her again. And guess what? She's 5 years smarter.
Lots of experience.
Oh my gosh. I was like, it never gets old. You two take precedence, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Say, Rosie, come here. Tell us all the smart stuff and strategy stuff. Okay, all right. Move to the side. Bria, what were you saying again? Let's just look at properties. Roger is such a god.
Oh, thanks for adding that.
Yeah. Of course.
Nice. So this is Bree's number. Please know if you call, it would be Bree picking up the phone.
And we're really selective, guys. Like, let me tell you something. We're not. I mean, we want to help the world as far as auction properties go. But
but right now we're helping ourselves.
We also have, right now we're helping ourselves, and there's a huge responsibility in making sure what we put online is good.
Okay, so what are we talking about today? Is on November 11th.
What are we talking about?
Well, Roger's going to show us the property.
I'm going to show you all the property. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, cool. Let's check it out, guys. I don't actually, tell you the truth, I don't even know what I'm showing you, but I'm pretty confident.
Hold on. Roger's going to do a screen share. This is the first screen share in how many episodes, honey?
Yeah, this is the very first. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, we can.
Holy smokes. Okay, cool. So this is the property right now. And I think right now we only have an exterior shot, but it's a gorgeous property. Even on the inside, it's in good shape. It's in great shape. And of course, if you want to spend some money on it, you can spend some money on anything. It's no big deal. But right now, everything's functioning, everything's working. It's a beautiful property. Now I want to show y'all something that I think is just so freaking cool. So first, the whole area has $1 million homes, multi-million, like million plus, right? So this is our property, which is 40 RIA. And right behind this property, look, I don't know, I need to zoom in. Okay, the property behind ours is listed for 2.1 million. This is the house that's listed for 2.1 million right behind our property. And
Wow.
the starting bid price is 250K, and we're on 1.3 acres. So if you wanted to put that infinity edge pool that we see in these photos here, you could easily do that on that property. And pools are the only time we'd suggest you to get a pool is if there were pools on properties in the area, and there are. And so you're backing up to a 2 point. That's the biggest, I think, store of value in real estate is having a properties nearby that are worth much more than yours. So this is a clear indicator of that.
And the bidding starts at 250.
250, yeah. So if you wanted to hear my bid call, we'd say opening bid 250, guys. Can I get a 250? 250. All right, 250. 275, 275. So for anyone who's been dying to hear me in my auction call, that's what it is. Ethan, hello, Ethan. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And I'm going to stop sharing, guys, unless you want me to dig deeper. I mean, you saw what I saw, right? I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And more than ever, you have a reason to go on and register at rivetauctions.com. More now than ever before. And so people would, if you're asking us, well, what's the market going to do? Who cares what the market's going to do when you're sitting on something like this?
If you guys want to find out about our auction properties, put your phone number and email. And just put your email. We'll get your phone number later.
All right, here. Let me I'll drop a registration link to the website.
Yeah, we have an auction listing that just got launched today in San Antonio. We have another one coming up in Houston. So we have auction listings coming in all the time. There's another one coming up in Mesquite, Texas. So stay tuned. We got great deals happening.
Yeah, we're working all of these areas, and we work the entire state of Texas. There's nowhere we won't go. So if you know of someone who needs help right now, because what's happening, guys, on the market is it's a whole different market right now where things are sitting on the market longer. And if you have a property that you want to sell and you want to get to market value fast, this is the fastest way to do it is to by entering auction. You don't want to sit there and quite honestly, this is where I knew we were on to something, and I was proud of the work we were doing when I told Rosie, I said, look, if I was to sell my property, I'd auction it off. And because I guess the common belief is that, only distressed properties are auctioned. That's not true. Multi-million-dollar properties go up for auction. And, I think I saw a $25 million Rolex go up for auction. So it's the quickest way to get to market value. If we were selling the Picasso today, we'd put it up for auction. All right, cool. We're getting a bunch of head nods, so we must be saying something good here. Anyways, what are you guys noticing? What do y'all want to talk about today? The market is what it is. We're hearing news, and I was going to use AI to validate or deny, fact check an idea. And I wanted to share my screen and see. It's a really controversial topic, but one thing that you can rest assured is that we don't blend things. We like to keep everything separate. When we talk business, we're talking business. We're not mixing politics. So it doesn't matter if you're red team or blue team. We honestly couldn't care. We do care about building wealth. That's the number one focus for Rivet Real Estate. And whatever your views are, we support them, and we create room for everybody to coexist. And as far as real estate goes. But one of the hot topics that I've been listening to online, and it's kind of like taking over the airspace right now, is the 50-year mortgage. So if you've been thinking, where do I go to have this conversation, 50-year mortgage, where these people are not going to get political with me, but they're going to help me decide on whether or not it's a good move, I would say let's take a look at, let's fact check. And I know, look, the politicians, they will talk policy, whether that policy goes through or not. Sometimes it's just an idea that they're discussing. We're not ragging on anyone. But are y'all interested in knowing about the 50-year mortgage? I mean, it sounded exciting. I got to tell you, it captivated me when I first heard it. Would you like
I'm
to?
interested in removing the banner first.
Oh, removing the banner. Okay, perfect. How am I supposed to do that?
I couldn't figure out for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, look at that. There you go. Perfect.
That was funny.
I was having some cognitive overload just looking at it.
Well, they definitely know how to get a hold of you now, Brittany.
Yay.
So cool. So okay, we're going to start off with a blank screen, and we're going to see, and we're going to dive deep into this and figure out what, and we're going to talk. I got a few things I want to talk about, so we'll get there, but let's go one thing at a time real quick. All right, AI. We're going to leverage AI in real estate today. So look, I'm starting off with the clean screen here.
No, I can see all your previous projects.
Okay, now can you?
Better.
I got nothing to hide. Previous projects, not a big deal.
There was something about human anatomy.
Yeah, actually, I do that in art. You know, I wanted to learn how to paint and how to draw people and stuff like that. So that's what that was. Nothing else. Don't. Oh my gosh, you really know how to put me on the spot. Okay, so we're starting off with a clean canvas, and I'm gonna ask chat. I wonder if I can start the voice mode.
Voice mode will talk to you back.
Let's try it.
Okay.
Stay on the show. Hey, chat, are you there?
Hey there. Yep, I'm right here and ready to help out. Let me know what you need.
Can y'all hear that?
Loud and clear. Sounds like everything's coming through just fine on my end. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right. So, hey, chat, we're actually fact checking right now, and we wanted to know, is a 50-year mortgage good or bad? You know, there's a lot of hype around it, so maybe you can fill us in.
Absolutely. Let's break it down a bit. The pros and cons of a 50-year mortgage. Pros, lowered monthly payments. One of the biggest attractions of a 50-year mortgage is that it stretches out the repayment period, which means your monthly payments can be a bit lower compared to, say, a 30-year mortgage. That can be helpful for cash flow if you're trying to manage other expenses. More interest over time, the trade-off.
So, Chad, median home price in Austin is around $500K. Assuming we put down 20% in both scenarios, could you help us weigh the pros and cons between a 30 and 50-year mortgage?
Absolutely. Let's run through that scenario and weigh it out. So if we're talking about a median home price of around $500,000 in Austin and you put down 20%, that means you're financing about $400,000. 30-year mortgage, shorter loan term. You'll pay off the house in 30 years, which is standard and familiar to most people. Less interest overall because the loan is shorter. You end up paying significantly less total interest over the life of the loan.
Chad, what's my monthly payment under both circumstances?
Sure thing. Let's put some rough numbers to it. Calculating monthly payments. So for a $400,000 loan with 20% down on a $500K home, 30-year mortgage, let's assume an interest rate around, say, 6.5%, just as a ballpark. The monthly payment, principal and interest would be roughly around $2,500 to $2,600 a month. Failed-year mortgage. Now, if you stretch that out to 50 years, the monthly payment might drop to somewhere in the ballpark of about $2,000 a month. Of course, the exact rate can vary, but you generally see a few $100s less each month. Okay. Absolutely. So just to wrap that up, with a 30-year mortgage, you're likely looking at about $2,500 to $2,600 a month. And with a 50-year mortgage, maybe closer to $2,000 a month.
Okay.
So
and how much interest am I paying for the life of the loan under each scenario?
Absolutely. Let's break that down so you can see the total interest difference. Total interest paid over the life of the loan. For the 30-year mortgage on a $400,000 loan at about 6.5% over 30 years, you might pay roughly in the neighborhood of about $500,000 in interest. It's a big number, but it's spread over those 3 decades. For the 50-year mortgage, now if you go to a 50-year mortgage, you'll definitely pay more interest simply because you're paying over a longer period. Total interest could be closer to 900,000 or even pushing a bit beyond that depending on the exact interest rate. So, bottom line, you're looking at a big difference.
All right, there we go. So it really depends. So if you have
Hold
to,
on. I am impressed, first of all. I like 50-year mortgage.
all of a sudden, right?
No, I love it because all our investments make more sense. All our investors can buy more. Buyer affordability goes high. And we just basically stretch the timeline.
And what would
And
stop?
nobody lives in their house 30 years. So what difference does
That's
it make?
that's my thing. I've heard some people saying like, "Oh, well, I'm going to be gone before I pay off this house." And it's like, how many times do you actually stay in the home for 30 years?
I haven't met a single seller who has stayed in the house for 30 years.
49% of Americans I read recently actually own their home outright. That's a big number. So like to them, whether it's 30 year or 50 year wouldn't matter because they own their home.
Point proven.
Yeah. So I didn't have a point to prove. And again, I want to reiterate, I think it depends on you. But if you can cash flow $500 a month more by 50 mortgage, that just take a look at it, take a look at it. And the thing about it is, I mean, pretty much either you have no mortgage at all or you have a mortgage.
I think affordability is something that is getting resolved very actively with different loan programs, different interest rates. Like today, we looked at a property with how much interest rate?
1.99 for the first year, 2.99 second, and 3.99 through 30.
Wow.
How do you say that interest rates are a problem right now when you're finding deals like this?
And that was for primary, but they were even offering it to investors, not at that, but at a 4.99 fixed for investor.
How do you not look at that?
Bree, I heard an interesting idea here recently. Right now there's a big elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that people could lose their jobs or this or that. Like, there's a recession every 6 years and we haven't had one for quite some time. I think 2009, so roughly 15 years. We're really past due on a correction, right? So I was listening to this guy talk about investing in real estate, and he made a really good point. He said he broke it down in two stages. He said accumulation stage and then payoff stage, right? And so what he was saying is buy 1 to 2 houses a year until you get the number of houses that you want. So in this scenario, he had 6 houses. So he bought 2 houses a year and for 3 or 4 years, and he accumulated as much real estate as he wanted to. And then he turned around after those. Maybe it's a little bit longer. Sometimes we can't always buy 6 in 3 years. Maybe it took 6 years, right? So he accumulated 6 properties, and then he says, pause, hit pause once you've accumulated the number of properties you want. And then what you do is you start making payments towards your principal. So you take all the cash flow from the different properties and you apply it to the cheapest one, or you apply it to the one with the smallest mortgage. And that way you're paying that house down significantly. And I was surprised to know, I mean, I guess either you do this and you know this or you don't, but I'm going to mention it here. So he said by applying, and I forgot what the dollar amount was, but he applied $3,000 annually towards the principal and was able to pay his house off 5 years earlier. It shaves 5 years off of the mortgage. And then he was talking about doing that with multiple, and then actually if you make more payments, you can actually cut it down to 15 years. I think if you apply $3,000 a quarter. So he was telling everyone, he said, look, don't quit your job. If you have a job, use that money. And how many times do we tell our investors to do that? Use your W-2, help you get out of the rat race, right?
This is almost like, what's the snowball debt method by Dave Ramsey, but applying it towards your investment in real estate.
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you accumulate your properties and then take the smallest mortgage and pay it
Oh,
off, and then work on the next one and work on the next one.
oh, is that right? Is that Dave Ramsey? That's his.
Well, he does a snowball method for like your credit cards. He
That's
does.
because this guy was using the phrase snowball. So I'm wondering if he just used his methodology towards his towards real estate.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Rosie, turn it down.
I guess the light at the end of the tunnel is like you buy 2 a year, you know?
Turn down what? I have nothing playing.
No, I can hear myself.
I was actually wondering why y'all weren't in the same room. I thought y'all would have been in the same room today.
She won't share space with me. She doesn't like me enough like that.
I didn't say that, but I'll let her think that.
Yeah,
Got to keep her on her toes, you know?
there'd be some benefit in it.
What toes are you on right now?
Hmm.
But I have a problem with that formula that you just did.
What is that?
The highly appreciating markets like Austin, Houston, Dallas, we don't get cash flow properties. So we don't have any extra cash to pay down other properties.
True. That's just maybe the market we're in. But more often than
No,
not,
in that case, I think people should sell their properties and swap for better real estate and use that to pay off something else.
yeah, that's a hugely okay. So how does somebody swap their real estate if they don't even know whether or not they should swap their real estate?
I think anytime you start seeing big ticket items start showing up like roof, AC, water heater, flooring replacements and stuff like that, consider spending money on the property or selling it as is, and then buying another investment which is much newer. That's exactly the strategy call we had with one of our investors yesterday. They have over $100,000 appreciation in less than 4 years on the property, and even in down market, they're going to be walking away with that. So the best thing for us to do is now just to sell it as is, take that money and buy some new construction to hold it for another 5-6 years.
If I'm sitting there and I'm not evaluating my properties, because most people are probably evaluating their properties. They have a renter in it. Why would they think about evaluating it at that moment?
Tenants are leaving.
Tenants, that's a great point. That's a great point. So evaluate your properties in between when your tenants are leaving. Because you're going to have to do a little bit of work to the property, whether it's paint or flooring or something. So it's a good time to get with an agent, get with the team, get with Rosie and say, hey, should I hold on to this property or you got somewhere else where I can move my money towards?
What do you think, Ree?
I was going to say, well, what do I think about that? Yes. Wait, what are you doing this for?
That's exactly what you did.
I was saying I have I was going to say, one thing that a lot of investors I think sometimes can get stuck on is purchasing properties that might not be in their particular target area. So a lot of people have the misconception of I have to be in an amazing school district with, a lot of stuff nearby and all of the, modern conveniences and amenities nearby. But what they don't realize is whenever they purchase in properties like that, a few things. Number one, the price is higher. Number two, we don't know if we're going to get a new property or not. We don't know, just depends on the area. And number three, their property taxes are typically a little bit higher than that. And I know that was an issue or a concern with one of our investors that we were talking to, but they bought in an area that might not have as much cash flow, but they had a lot of appreciation because it did fit that criteria box. So I think that we have to look at all cylinders, and it can't just be like focusing on one thing. We have to look at the entire rectangular square, whatever you want to call it, in order to see the bigger picture.
Hey, that's a really good point. You just made me think of something. So I think another good scenario to reevaluate your properties is if they're out of area. Because, I don't know, you can manage your properties and if they're out of area, but it seems to me that there's a few things you can put in place to help you really streamline the process, right? And one of those is like property management. So you end up buying a house, buying an investment property, and then if you're out of area, get a property manager And or if you would like to buy them in the area where you're at, we can help you with that too. If you want to manage your own properties and you're in Dallas, Houston, or Austin, we can help you that way. Or otherwise, I suggest getting a good property management to help you streamline the process. Now, or what's the alternative to that? What's the alternative to property management if you don't want to dish out?
Home warranty.
Yep.
You
I do want to say something about home warranty. It seems like a lot of people don't want a home warranty because they have had a bad experience in the past.
We have a really good one.
Well, I know this. But
I know you need this, but I want you to say it out loud.
we have a great home warranty, but I think it's also important to remember that, depending on if you might have not had a great home warranty before, right? And maybe it was like a major one that everyone in the nation knows. I'm hearing myself and it's really freaking me out. I'm sorry. I just have to keep saying this.
We cannot hear you. But Bri, one thing I want to reiterate is that how perfect is everything all the time? Not really.
Never.
I think we just got to be okay with things no home warranty, no property management company, no property, no tenant is going to be 100% perfect all the time. Because the idea of perfection is that you don't get a single phone call of any error. It's almost, who has no problem? People who are dead.
Or people who don't have anything.
Yeah, they have mental self-created problems. I think everybody has problems, right? So I think as long as you have the right people in your corner to solve it with, that's all. I have no problem with the problems as long as I have people to solve it with.
Rosie loves the problem.
No, problem loves me. I have a good list to solve if you're
No, when home warranty is a problem? When you didn't renew it and something goes out.
That right there.
I've had that happen to me.
Guess when something goes out? And guess when something goes out?
When it lapses.
When you don't renew it. The month that you don't.
Exactly. And I think we also have a problem with paying for something when nothing happens. So for instance, that year AC never went out, nothing ever happened, and you say, well, I just threw money away, but it did give you a peace of mind, so whatever that's worth. And then we forget that the alternative was getting a property management, which was probably way more expensive. Very cool. So guys, if you haven't, please register on rivetauctions.com. If you're just tuning in, we had some really good discussions, and the recording will be available so you can rewind and watch it. And but if you haven't, we would love for you to register and check out this property we have and other properties that are coming online.
Yeah, it's going to become interesting. I am actually today, I would say I was in a listening mode rather than talking mode, because I'm starting to think how many calls we're about to receive on our auction deals. Guys, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Some of our people are really getting active. I'm so excited for them. This makes me so happy. It's almost like you go to a grocery store and they just have like fresh groceries that just landed.
They're unloading the truck.
Now I would suggest something. It is the last. We're walking into the last quarter of the year, October, November, December. So we're in the last quarter currently. And if you have plans on buying properties in the coming year, or you're thinking about investing in real estate, remember, it's never too early to have that conversation. So again, I would probably reach out to one of the team members, get that conversation going. And because sometimes the runway can be too long. If you stretch it out too long, you'll never take off. I like that quote because immediacy is important. If you keep putting things off, I mean, I have examples of that I won't go into in my personal life, but raising a 15-year-old, you learn what immediacy, how important it is. And so if you haven't, it's a good idea to start that conversation now. And Bree, wouldn't you say anyone who's invested with us, they can take 6 months to have that conversation, like a 6-month window to really kind of ramp things up and get things in a row?
Yeah, yeah. The sooner the better, just because then you can start looking at the sheets that we send out. You can start to understand how to evaluate a property. That way, whenever you're ready to go, you already have the insight as to what areas you might want to purchase in.
Yeah, and I like this last quarter. I went to the coffee shop this morning and I ran into some friends and they were talking about how easy the last quarter is and there's a bit more breathing room and it's just a joyous time of year. And we typically do a business planning workshop. We did that last year in October and I guess we got busy and didn't do it this year, but it's so important to take this time of year to like really align with your goals and create a vision for yourself and all of those things. And I think it's so important to have like your freedom number and your vision boards and all these things are really cool. It just depends how deep you want to go with it. But if you have something that creates that pull for you, it's so important, especially going into a new year, because I feel like you can really gain some steam from it. And so that's really exciting to me. And that's what I have to say about that. So
I also want to say one thing. I know we're in November, but it's not too late to take advantage of the amazing deals that people are putting out before the end of the year. We're helping a client close on a property that is easily over 35K, 40K under market value right now. Not a brand new home, but pristine condition, 2022 year built. Buying it under 350.
wow.
Yeah.
Is that the email I got today?
Yes.
Wow. Guys, so today we had the easiest, nonchalant, real estate conversation. I really enjoyed listening to you both. You were amazing. And this is waiting for me. So on that note, we have delivered 31 minutes, 32 minutes of high value content. And I look forward to seeing
Hey,
you.
oh, last thing. First off, coffee social.
Friday.
That's one of the last things. Second last thing is we're actually doing a live auction on January the 7th. So if you're not registered, you won't know about it. If you are registered for it, on the website, you're going to get to see all the properties that come up for auction. My face gets cut off and I don't know, camera, whatever. But if you haven't registered, Rosie, stop laughing at me. Bree, I love you. And
I'm always the one getting the banter. Like, am I looking like that much trouble? I'm the nicest person in the world. I'm not actually. So today we delivered on all these extensions exactly 33 minutes of high value conversation and real one. I love you all. Thank you so much. See you next
thanks,
Tuesday.
Juju. Thanks, Peach Incorporated. Sorry I didn't get to see the comments. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Did you say just blow kisses?